As Ant Group continues to go through its restructuring, Jack Ma just actually agreed to give up control of his company. And so that's what I'm going to cover in this video. So guys, as you smash that like button, let me run that intro. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. And let's dive right into this one because this is just breaking news right now. So you can see here, as reported by Bloomberg News, Jack Ma actually gives up control of Ant Group. And I think that this is just another piece of the overall restructuring before Ant Group IPOs. And in this video, I think we actually now have a timeline for Ant Group's IPO, but I'll get into that in a second. So going into the article, it says that Jack Ma is giving up his rights for Ant Group. It doesn't mean he doesn't still have voting rights in the company. He's just giving up his controlling rights. And so the company is offering 10 individuals, including the founder, management, and staff, voting rights independently. And so the adjustment won't adjust the economic interests for any of the shareholders. It'll just remove Jack Ma's control of Ant Group. And this is according to an announcement that was made on Saturday. And so the change of control could mean that Ant Group would have to wait longer for an anticipated resumption to its IPO. Now, it looks like, the China's A share market, you have to wait 3 years when you have a change of control. So they might not necessarily list on that market, but if it lists on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, which is where I think that they would want to, the waiting period is only 1 year. So what it really tells us is that Ant Group could actually IPO in January of 2024. And so once again, Jack Ma will still hold voting rights and economic interest in the company following the change. He'll just own 6.2% of the voting rights. Now keep in mind guys, recently Alibaba stock surged as Ant Group's lending affiliate was given regulatory approval for a capital injection of 10.5 billion won. And you recall, I think they previously had just 8 billion won. And so it was really good news that they got access to that additional capital. And Bloomberg actually forecasts that they can now issue about 400 billion won to 500 billion won of loans after these changes. And so of course the company is just going to generate much higher revenues. And if some of this doesn't really make sense, I actually broke it down in the previous video where I covered that announcement, and I will link that video at the end of this video. Now, recall guys, Alibaba is one of the best performing stocks overall in the past month. It's now back above $100 per share. And this makes my cash secured put where the exercise price was $100 out of the money. Obviously the net purchase price is $70 because it's a $30 premium. And so, it'll be a nice $30 premium just to pocket, but I was also comfortable with owning the company at a net $70 per share price. So it doesn't matter what happens, but it's just interesting that I'm out of the money now. Some of you guys did write in the comments congratulating me for being out of the money. So I thought that was funny and cute a little bit. But the point that I want to make is that the reopening, which, was somewhat expected, and the Ant Group announcement acted as strong catalyst for the security over the last couple of weeks. And so both I don't think were not unexpected. I mean, obviously the additional capital injection for Ant Group was somewhat unexpected, but what I really mean is that Ant Group will get done. Like, it will move forward. It will eventually IPO. I'm not valuing it in, but you could very easily value it in. You know that it's being done. However, that's why I mean that it's not entirely unexpected that this will move forward. But the point that I'm making is that what this is showing is that how much investors are willing to pop on the stock at any sign of good news. So the question I have for you guys is, what happens when there's actually good news, like a surge in quarterly results? So you get China commerce growing at a rate greater than 7.5%. You have a 1 quarter of China commerce growing in the double digits, and I think this stock really surges, especially if China commerce grows in the double digits and manages to provide really good guidance. And so I think that's what everyone's waiting for. And I think a lot of people have already missed sort of like the bottom. I don't think it's going to go back under $100 per share. I could stand corrected if the economy enters a strong recession. Goldman Sachs is predicting that we're not going to enter a recession, but we'll see how this plays out. Now, so what does this surge in the share price mean for Alibaba? Well, notice that I'm still valuing the company at approximately $225 per share. So the company's still trading at less than 50% of its intrinsic value. And of course, this is the tracker that the Patreons get access to. And of course, I've grayed out the other stocks. I mean, if you have access to the tracker at that lower tier of the Patreons, you can get access to all of this. And so what do I mean by that? Well, this is the tracker, and you can see that at the lower tier, you can get access to all of our models. Now, if you missed that previous video on Ant Group where I discussed and broke down that capital injection, no problem. You can get access to that video right here.